Trump has kicked off a new extra shipping fee war against China, and the biggest losers aren't the Chinese. They are South Korea, Japan, American capital, and the Jewish capital. And at the very bottom of the chain, ordinary Americans are left footing the bill. They are paying taxes to fund Israel's wars, and now they have to swallow higher prices for everyday imported goods. Surprised, right? Meanwhile, Chinese social media is buzzing with sarcastic praise for Trump, calling him 川建国, Trump the nation builder. Back in March 2025, the Trump administration announced that ships made in China or flying Chinese flag and using US ports would face fees of up to $3.5 million each. On October 14th, the policy kicked in. It's the most aggressive US move against China just short of war, something almost unheard of since World War II. Historically, shipping levies like this have often been the spark of actual wars in history: Britain versus Netherlands, France versus Britain, and so on. The World Shipping Council says the policy would affect 98% of the world's fleet, forcing American consumers to pay up to $30 billion more per year. Why? Because when shipping costs go up, prices follow. And who pays in the end? Americans, of course. Nobody ships goods to the US for charity. They are for profits. China responded immediately to Trump's aggressive move. On the same day, October 14th, it rolled out countermeasures and sanctioned South Korea's largest shipbuilder, Hanwha Ocean Corporation, which is controlled by US capital. Here's the twist: inside China, most people actually welcome Trump's move. Can you believe it? Because China is the world's largest trader, top shipbuilder, and home to 16 of the world's top 20 ports. South Korea and Japan had convinced themselves that US pressure on China's shipbuilding sector would push global buyers toward South Korean and Japanese ships. Since their shipyards are heavily controlled by the US capital and Jewish capital, of course, everyone expected a win-win for Washington, Seoul, and Tokyo. Trump assumed China would take the heat and keep quiet, a spectacular miscalculation. Some Chinese even joke that Trump is the greatest Chinese spy in America. China, for its part, prefers to let the market decide who to survive. Build good ships, then you survive. If not, you lose out. But Trump and his allies dragged politics into it, and now Korean and Japanese shipbuilders are staring at the grave that Trump dug for them. And what about America's shipbuilding industry? Good question. It's basically non-exist anymore. China's counterattack was surgical. No fees on Chinese-built ships, even if owned by American companies. No extra fees for ships from any country coming to China for repairing. Companies that publicly define Trump's policy can also be exempted. But US-related ships docking in China are charged, and so are ships with 25% or more American capital. This rule is crucial. The US is the biggest shareholder of global shipping companies, and Jewish capital plays a major role too. Many of these companies have over 25% US ownership. By doing this, Trump has antagonized not just China but also his own financial bankers. So let's wait and see how Trump deals with those capitalists. The shipping industry's response is predictable. They are avoiding Korean and Japanese ships. With 16 out of top 20 global ports inside China, it's simply not practical to play Trump's game. Ironically, China never wanted this fight, even it's beneficial to China. If it had introduced these measures unprovoked before Trump's stupid policy, it would have faced pushback both internationally and domestically. Many in China believe that a competitive environment is better than monopoly, even in shipbuilding where China dominates. Keep Korean and Japanese shipyards alive preserves competition and innovation. That's why China built exemption clauses into its response. If you don't want to buy Chinese ships, fine, but you'd better not support Trump's reckless world-damaging policy. What China really wants is a harmonious ecosystem, which means a multiple world. Trump thought he was cornering China. In reality, he's kneecapped South Korea, Japan, American capital, and US consumers all at once. If this is America first, it's a very strange version of it. What do you think? I'm wondering why Trump always takes advantages of Americans, but Americans voted for him twice. Follow me, an Eastern perspective to see the world.